Hey, good morning, everybody. Let's just jump right into it here. Outside markets today are pretty wild. Crude down over $5 a barrel, back into that 86 range. Gold up strong again. Stock market up decent amount. Obviously with crude being down, you think that would open the door a little bit too for the grains to at least not have that be impacting them in the short term here. So we'll see what these things look like. But May corn currently down 3 1/4. Off its lows though. Lows overnight were 458. We're sitting at 459 1/4. So not a whole lot off, but off. Broke down below yesterday's low already. So the overnight low of 458 will be support, and then you've got the 20-day sitting down here at 456 3/8. I redrew this trend line a little bit. I think this is a better spot for it, as you can see all the points of contact here. So that's going to be your first kind of target area. Somewhere in the today it would be somewhere in the 454, 454 and a half area. So that might be an initial place of support on this first little down move if we are going to break through the 20-day here and move on lower. Again, I think it'll still make a lot more sense if this market were to kind of move this thing down for a longer period of time here this time of year, April into May, just with the fundamentals that we have as far as old crop, just the amount of bushels that we have sitting around. But a lot of this will be dictated by the report at the end of this month. And I think that's kind of what the market's hesitating and waiting for, is to get some of that information and see if it's something that is going to change the overall direction because of the concerns with fertilizer and everything else that's gone on. So again, support this overnight low 458 on down to the trend line, which is sitting at about 454 today. Resistance is going to be the 5-day. You saw it hit that last night. That's sitting at 461 1/4 right now. So if you can get back above that, that would probably put us in a place where we're going to try to go back up and maybe re-challenge these highs again before making a move lower. Nothing super special down here with the RSI. Looks weak overall. Showed divergence like I mentioned before. Continuing to show weakness here. Sometimes you can take a little bit from the fact that it is already lower than this point, even though the price has not broken that point. So just some little things to look at there. Some separation here suggesting lingering downside momentum as well. Okay, moving over to soybeans. May soybeans showing a little bit of strength, up 3 3/4 at 1158 3/4 in the overnight. A little surprised by this with the oil doing what it's doing, with soy oil down this morning, but it hasn't done anything. So I still think this is going to get weak today as we go through the session. We have not gotten above the 5-day, which will act as resistance at 1161 1/2. If you can break through that, you've got these other moving averages up here around 1168, which will act as resistance. But then again, until you take this high out, 1176, nothing has really changed. We're still in a marketplace that has broken down, a chart that has broken down, has consolidated, and I still would expect another move down from this point, at least down to this 1122, the 62% retracement of this entire move up. But again, that'll depend on a lot of things, but that would be my initial target for the downside. And I won't change that unless we can take this high out. I think this looks like it should continue in the short term to move lower. Nothing special on volume, nothing special on the RSI, just sitting around this 50 mark, middle of the road. Not a lot of help with this here either. So, just a marketplace that seems like it's consolidating before it decides to go ahead and push lower here as well. Could also be waiting for this report, to see if acres really make things a lot different. Could also just be looking at oil and saying, I don't believe that it's going to continue to go lower, which I don't know that I would either, but it is lower today. So we'll see how they react as the session opens and as we close out this morning session. But that's where we'll watch today. Everybody have a great day.